Hello, dear friends. This is your weekly astrology, health, and energy guide. We'll talk about the week of April the 3rd, and you will learn how to prepare, which are the most important planetary energies and how they can affect your own energy levels and your health. So, this week is actually pretty intense because there are a few changes happening pretty much at the same time. Mercury is changing signs, moving from Aries to Taurus. So that's something important that we will start with actually. Then we will also talk about the full moon, which will trigger the signs of Libra and Aries the most. And we will talk how this can affect our energy, our health, what we can use this lunation for. Also, Mercury will be having a conjunction with the North Node in Taurus. So, Taurus is becoming a really important sign for us for the next couple of weeks, and we can feel this especially during the upcoming week. Also, there will be some positive aspects that include Mercury with Saturn and Mars, and also Venus with Neptune. So, pretty much most of the energies are harmonious and supportive. There is a little stress coming from a square between Mercury and Pluto, but overall, there are also some supportive energies which can help us to feel more grounded, to find the right ways, the right resources, and to have more stability, basically. So before we get started, I also want to let you know that very soon, actually during April, we are starting a brand new training on astrology and psychology of health. You can check the link in the description below for more information, but I want to let you know that this is something I haven't done so far, and it will be something amazing because it will combine different sides of our health, and it's really something unique. We will talk about mental health, emotional health, the different systems in the body, nutritional health, feminine health, fertility, and so many other things. The importance of our life experiences, the importance of our birth, and the prenatal matrices. So, all of this will be, of course, supported by lots and lots of astrology knowledge. So, check the link below, and I hope you will join us. Now, let's get started with our weekly overview. And on Monday, on the 3rd of April, the first thing that happens is the ingression of Mercury in Taurus. Recently, we had three planets, the Sun, Jupiter, and Mercury in Aries. So from one side, of course, this is a positive energy which can help us to be more active, more energized, more initiative. But when the Aries energy is too intense, we may also be more impatient. We can have lots of mental tension. Also, Aries is the sign which relates to the head. So especially people who might have any issues with their head or some kind of concrete symptoms might be accentuated during this time because there is a lot of energy that is focused in this area. But now Mercury is moving to Taurus, and we will have three planets, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus in Taurus. Also, the North Node is there as well. So, from one side, this can help us to be more stable, to be more grounded. We really need to pay attention to our connection with our own bodies, with the material world, with nature, with concrete resources that we can use for our own well-being. Also, this energy can help us to slow the process a little bit to a more comfortable level. We don't need to push things that much or to find solutions right away. We can give ourselves more time. Now, specifically on Monday, we also have a square between Mercury and Pluto. And we can feel this most of the week, but especially at the beginning of the week. And this aspect can make our nervous system very sensitive. So we may overreact to something, or on a physical level also, this can make our neck area more sensitive, especially for people who tend to have some kind of neurological issues also related to this neck area. We may need to be more mindful with that. When it comes to mental stability and peace, this aspect is not very supportive. It can trigger some kind of suspiciousness, in some cases, negative ideas, or when this is extreme, it may look like paranoid ideas. So be mindful and give yourself and your mind some rest. On the other side, this aspect is really positive for some kind of intense and hard work with dedication and commitment. But the focus needs to be very precise, and also we need to have a practical focus. So things shouldn't be chaotic and without any good reason. If we are concentrated and we know why we are putting so much effort on something, then this aspect can actually help us to dive even deeper into this. But again, on an energy level, the mind can be more anxious, worried. We may have issues with trust. And on a body level, as I said, the neck area, especially if we have some neurological issues, they might be more triggered. Also on Monday, the moon is in Virgo. So nice time also to slow down, to take care of ourselves, and to take care also of some practical matters. So don't rush things too much. Don't be impatient on Monday. Instead, try to focus on the practical things and to be as grounded as possible. After that, on Tuesday, on the 4th, the moon will be in Virgo, but it will move to Libra at certain point. So the energies are pretty much the same. We are still feeling the Mercury-Pluto square, not that intensely as it is on Monday, but as a background energy, we will still notice it. And sometime during the day, around the middle of the day, the moon will shift to Libra. So we can focus more on balance, on harmony, on things that we enjoy, and this also supports our physical well-being. So try to find something that you would enjoy doing, something that would bring you pleasure, and this will also increase your own energy and will help you to do it in a more committed and also joyful way. Then on Wednesday, we have a sextile between Mercury and Saturn. And actually, during the whole week, there will be one very positive configuration, which is called a bisextile. It includes Mercury, Saturn, and Mars. And this is a great time to find some kind of practical solutions, especially when it comes to our physical well-being, the resources that we can use. It's a great time also to focus on healthy nutrition or tasty food and more balanced food. Taurus as a sign is also related to our thyroid. And when Saturn and Mars have those positive aspects with Mercury, it's a supportive energy which can help us also to balance our hormones or to find the needed resources or information or doctor appointments so that we can feel healthier, especially when it comes to hormones or the thyroid gland. And as I said, this energy will help us throughout the whole week. So Mercury with Saturn can bring certain stability. It can help us to be also more grounded, more in touch with reality. And on the other side, Mars can help us to feel energized, not too impulsive because Mars is not strong in Cancer. But when we are emotionally triggered, we can make some concrete steps. So this is actually a very productive combination. Mercury with Mars and Saturn. Again, throughout the whole week, we will feel those energies, and they can be very supportive and very balancing for us. On Thursday, actually, before that, on Wednesday, we also need to talk about the full moon, which will be happening in Libra and Aries. The full moon is the culmination of the current lunar cycle. And this is the time when certain issues might become more accentuated so that we notice them, we pay attention to them, we take care of them. And people who have some kind of physical issues may notice also that their symptoms are more intense or they really require their attention. So, if something in your body is giving you signals and you feel some kind of discomfort in your body around this time, around the time of the full moon, this isn't actually a bad thing. This is just an indication that you need to pay attention to something and take care of it. So notice how your body feels, because the signals are kind of like more accentuated. So you may really notice something that, for example, you are usually neglecting or not paying attention to. Around the time of the full moon, you may actually have a better connection with your inner world, with your psyche, with some kind of subconscious patterns. And this is also a great time to release something, to let go of something, to separate with something unhealthy. It could be a habit, a thought, emotion, sometimes even a relationship. And actually, the topic about relationships is extremely important because, again, the full moon triggers Libra and Aries. So, what is your spot in terms of, or your position in terms of other people? How are you positioning yourself? How are you connecting to others? How are you expressing yourself in front of others? And those will be really important topics during the whole week, but especially around the full moon on Wednesday. In terms of the body, the head can be more sensitive, and also the lower back and the kidneys. Those are the body parts that are more sensitive, specifically around this full moon. Generally speaking, when there is a full moon, it's not recommended to go through planned procedures or surgeries. Usually the body is too sensitive and there might be issues with bleeding. So unless it's something, of course, urgent, that's a different story. But if it's something planned, it's not recommended to do it on a full moon. Even though this full moon is not very intense, there isn't much stress. Jupiter is around the sun. So it can bring some really positive insights and results. We still need to remember that the full moon is the time when the energies shift. So we need to adapt, we need to prepare for something new. Moving on to Thursday. On Thursday, we have an exact conjunction between Mercury and the North Node. So again, Taurus as a sign is really accentuated and important. And it's all about stability, groundedness, connection with reality, and how we recharge ourselves. Are we capable of processing new resources, new energy, and really doing something with it? If you have some kind of issues with your throat, if you can't allow the energy to come or to get out, this area might become more sensitive also. Again, your voice, the way you speak, the way you present yourself, those are very important things. So my recommendation is try to express your own voice. If it's possible, do it in front of the person who is also kind of like connected to you or to your story. But if it's totally, irrelevant or inappropriate, what you can do at least is write things down. So express your ideas, your thoughts in some kind of way in a material form. Taurus is about the material form. But again, it's even better if you can speak, if you can say it out loud. And it's a great time actually to work on all kinds of issues with our fifth chakra. So, energy which is blocked there, or the fear of expressing your voice yourself, those issues can be released. We can really transform them. We can even heal them. So, that's very supportive energy. Then on Friday, we have Venus in a sextile with Neptune. So, really nice combination between two emotional planets, which normally can bring some sensitivity, some dreaming, some fantasizing, some kind of inspiring states. When it comes to energy and health, this is also a great time for some kind of alternative methods of therapy, or psychotherapy, or emotional healing, or even something, for example, herbs, or something that comes from nature that can help you to balance. It could be the hormones again, the bodily functions. Venus with Neptune really support that. But keep in mind that also on Friday, the moon will be in Scorpio. So the emotional intensity is pretty high. People can be oversensitive. We may take things too personally. So be very mindful. And because the moon will be nearby the south node, it's possible that something old may also be presented. It could be a habitual emotional pattern, or an old barrier that we can face with, or something negative that is holding us back. So you can work on this, you can release it, you can transform it. When the moon is in Scorpio, it's a great time for inner transformations. And the good thing is that basically on Friday we have an astrology configuration which is called Kite. It includes Saturn, Mars, the moon, and Mercury. So this configuration here is called a kite. It's pretty rare, very special, and it allows us to focus on many things, on many areas, just like the kite is taking pretty much the whole space within the chart. In the same way, in life, this energy can help us also to spread into many things. It's not about losing focus, it's more about integrating different things. And especially when we do this in a creative way, the results can be pretty nice and surprising and constructive. In this configuration, the most important planet is Mercury. Mercury happens to be the focal point of the kite on Friday. So practical ideas, concrete achievements, those are the main focuses. Then on Saturday, the moon is still in Scorpio, so we can still notice emotional intensity, sometimes overreactions. But keep in mind that when the moon is in Scorpio, this is also a great time for some kind of transformational techniques, or some kind of detox, or anything that helps you to get rid of unnecessary stuff from your system on a body level, energy level, mental, emotional, you name it. So you can also use this energy, of course, in a very positive way. And on Saturday, we have the exact sextile between Mercury and Mars. So this helps us to find the balance between our ideas and the actions that we take. So when it comes to your health, you can also do something concrete. For example, cook a healthier meal, or find new recipes, or plan your meals. And actually, food, nutrition, this is something really important, because both Taurus and Cancer are signs which are highly interested in food and nutrition. So you can change something about it. You can make some steps that can improve your digestion or the way your stomach works, and to find really the nutrients that you need right now. So again, a nice combination. And on Sunday, the moon will be in Sagittarius. So the emotional intensity is much lower. We have more positivity, more optimism. We can be more committed to some kind of goals or planning. And generally, we can feel more energized and more capable of doing something. So if Friday and Saturday are more about perhaps some kind of inner work or processing, on Sunday we can actually do something concrete. We can feel more energized, we can feel stronger, more confident, also more joyful and optimistic. When the moon is in Sagittarius, it's nice to be mindful with our hips, especially if you have issues with your joints. Those body parts might be more sensitive than usual. So that's what we can expect during the upcoming week. As you can see, we have many supportive aspects: Mercury with Mars, Mercury with Saturn, then Venus with Neptune. We have the Kite on Friday. I think that actually the beginning of the week is more intense with Mercury squaring Pluto, and also Friday and Saturday when the moon is in Scorpio, and then maybe also Wednesday when we have a full moon. But even around the full moon, even when the moon is in Scorpio, there are many kind of like helpful energies which can support us to use this for something constructive. So I think this week can really help us to become more grounded and more oriented on something concrete. So I hope you will enjoy your week. Don't forget to check also the new training on astrology and psychology of health. It's something revolutionary, and it will look at so many different perspectives, which will help you to have more understanding about your own health and well-being, and also to be able to read charts when it comes to health. So I will see you very soon.